Hey, it's Krista Cooper, and this is a series called Easterseals, Real People, Real Impact with my good friends at Easterseals. And I'm here today with Crystal Baynard. She's the case manager for Community Outreach Program. Crystal, how are you?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good.
Good.
So today we are talking about caregiver supports and services, that moment when caregiving gets hard. And it's such an important conversation because there's a lot of people out there that are caregivers and they're helping their loved ones, but it's almost like at what point does that take a toll on yourself, right? And so we're going to kind of dive in here, and I know you've got some good tips for caregivers that are listening. Like, what do they do in those moments of a burnout or if they're feeling super exhausted?
I think when you get to the point where you're just super exhausted, it's important to just take a moment, take a breath, understand that there can be good days and rough days in this journey. If you're having difficulties like difficulty sleeping, poor concentration, overeating, or skipping meals, these can be signs that you're getting burned out and that you need a break. Understand that you are going to need a break in this journey and try to schedule them whenever possible. It could be short breaks, like just going for a walk, reading or listening to music can be helpful. Sometimes having something on the calendar for yourself to look forward to, just looking at that calendar and say, okay, next Friday, I'm going to get to have lunch with my friend, can be something that really helps you on those rough days, those challenging moments. Try to eat well. Stress can cause changes or cravings to diet or eating habits that can make stress worse if it's overdone. Even though it's challenging, try to laugh sometimes.
Oh my gosh, laughter. It's best medicine sometimes.
It really is. I mean, laughter can actually release things in your body that can help you feel better in that moment. Be sure to ask for help when you need it and be specific when someone says, hey, what can I do to help? It's okay to say to your neighbors or your friends, it would really be great if you could swing by next Tuesday and sit with my loved one while I take a break, while I take a walk, go shopping. Be specific with what you need. If you don't have resources such as, family, friends, neighbors, or others that are willing to or able to assist you, reaching out to an agency or a group to assist you is a good idea. Easterseals has 2 different respite grants that you can use for caregivers to get a break. One is for caregivers taking care of their loved ones, and one is for relatives that are taking care of minor children due to guardianship or other situations, so that you can, schedule time for yourself. We also have our Caregiver Resource Center that caregivers can turn to and find information about community resources specific to their area or their specific needs.
Yeah, and you know what? That's such a good point for people to know that may not have the help and support from neighbors and friends, like you mentioned, to know that Easterseals has those grants you're mentioning for respite care, just because to this point, it's so important that you're taking care of yourself, taking the break. I like that you mentioned putting something on the calendar. I mean, that can make all the difference, just knowing that you have something to look forward to, because your happiness at the end matters too.
Well, we schedule everything for our loved ones.
Right.
And so scheduling something for yourself on that same calendar with the doctor's appointments, with the reminders for medication, can give you something to look forward to.
And I'm sure you may be thinking in that moment it's hard to get away, but
yes,
this is what we're talking about, just encouraging people to understand that that is important too.
It is important.
What are some good ways then that people can kind of build their resilience as a caregiver?
Building your community.
Yeah.
Learning about the disease and the diagnosis of your loved one so that you can know what to expect can sometimes lower your stress and build resilience. Like, sometimes it could be helpful to know about specific challenges that are a part of the disease process, like dementia. Some health problems can cause our loved ones to act differently or act out. Knowing that it's the actual disease process and not a personal thing can sometimes make it easier to build resilience. Finding ways to express your feelings as you go through those feelings can be very helpful. A lot of people, experience feelings of frustration, guilt, anger, sadness. All of those are normal feelings as you're caring for a loved one. And recognizing those feelings and that they're normal under the circumstances can be very helpful. Releasing those feelings, like listening to music, journaling, or even exercise, can be good ways to express those feelings. Sometimes talking to a therapist or participating in a support group is also very good for expressing feelings. And sometimes people think those words, therapist or support group, and they have a personal opinion about what those avenues can offer. But support groups can be a very good way of just engaging others that are going through the same caregiving journey. Easterseals has a very active support group where caregivers can learn about resources and provide support for one another. And it's a good way to just engage others. We have 4 different times every month that people can meet virtually or in person.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so whatever works for your schedule, and you can participate as frequently or as infrequently as you like. But it's important to give yourself a break, you know?
Yeah.
Don't overly focus on the things that you forgot to do, or those moments that you didn't say the right thing or do the right thing. It's okay that some of the tasks don't get done as frequently as maybe they used to be. Take each moment as it comes and remind yourself that you're doing the very best that you can do for yourself and your loved ones.
Absolutely. And I think there could be somebody listening right now and they know that moment. Even in your everyday life, I'll take that break later. But then that break never comes. Right. And so that's why it is so important to put this at the forefront, to understand the resources that are out there, that support group, building that resilience. What are some daily routines or even small changes to your routine that can make caregiving just a little bit more manageable?
Again, it's really important to take time for yourself daily if possible. And it can be in little things. You can go drink that cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Or you can take a moment and enjoy that cup of coffee.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give yourself a treat. If you are grocery shopping and picking up items for your loved one, and maybe there are some flowers on sale.
Pick them up.
Pick up those flowers.
Right.
Buy that magazine that you can flip through for a few moments while you're enjoying that cup of coffee maybe. Take a short walk. Just get outside. Consider some options that can help you in the home, such as assistive technology or adaptive equipment for your home that can make things easier for you, make those daily tasks easier for you as a caregiver. We have a large showroom of assistive technology and adaptive equipment at Easterseals that can help give you ideas on things that can help you as a caregiver in the home. Another change to help manage the daily routines could be to have someone help you. Allow someone to help you do that grocery shopping or run the errands for you. That gives you one less thing that you have to focus on that day. And then learn to let go. Focus on the things that are most important, which includes you, particularly on a difficult day.
Yeah.
Accept that it's okay that if you don't clean your house or maintain the yard as often as you used to, or do the dishes after every single meal, that it's okay. Things don't have to be done the way they used to be done. You just approach those daily tasks in the way that is best for you as the caregiver, taking care of yourself and your loved one.
And to your point in the beginning of this conversation, just take a breath.
Take a breath.
Right?
Yes.
You deserve that. And caregiving truly is an act of love.
Yes.
But it really shouldn't come at a cost to your own well-being.
Absolutely.
And so that's why this conversation is so important, because taking care of yourself is part of taking care of somebody else.
It is a very important part of taking care of your loved one.
Absolutely. All right. So if somebody listening right now is feeling overwhelmed, they're looking for a way to help, they're looking for that break, they want some more information, where can they go?
They can go to our website, eastersealsdemd.org, and find tips and information and ways to contact us and the different programs that we offer.
Awesome. Well, Crystal, thank you so much for all this great information and great conversation.
Thank you.